Hi guys, welcome to Sabi Ball, where we talk everything football virtually. Today,
everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patent being negative when you should be getting after it.
Liverpool.
I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind the fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last. Yeah.
Very die-hard fans in the house. I would say major fans in terms of how we met. You know, sometimes when we go to watch along, that camaraderie and that brotherhood and what we might get loving football, watching football, them and watch a lot of fun. Shout out to them.
Mental health is confidence, dreams
First man on my left.
I could play a million mind games, but instead of say something not illogical.
Something big Arsenal fans. Yeah, he talks about nice. He talks about Arsenal every time.
I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up. No, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off the low, and I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for 7 ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
See what Arsenal's chances are. Really good for them. Just 2 points ahead. Manchester City. Liverpool have been up to 30 seasons. Many things have happened. Defending champions haven't been leading goals left back. Mo Salah. Explosive big Scouser, I would say. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Muriwala. As I call it sometimes. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man.
Nice one, my G.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Sabi Ball.
Thank you for having me on Sabi Ball.
All right, guys, we're here, and this is episode 4. I've been enjoying it behind the scenes. I've got my able-bodied and very, Sabi waiting and they do production team, and we're going to it straight up. Bro, Arsenal hadn't lost in 18 games going to that game against Villa. If we're going to do a head-to-head, I hear since Arteta joined Arsenal, he had met Villa 10 times and he had lost 5 times. And Emery made it 6 on that day. Villa scoring first, of course we do know, but somehow, some way, Arsenal clawed back with that Trossard equalizer and the breaker. But there's something that for me, I would say, Forbes, is excuses from Arsenal fans. And I kind of was having that back and forth with you in a group we were in, talking about it during the week. It almost felt like banter, but at the same time, we're also dissecting the reality of things, the facts. Yes, Arsenal have 3 injured players out. Your major mainstay guys, Gabriel, Saliba, and now Mosquera. Highly missed in that game. What did you make of that game, really, bro?
Okay. So, I went into that game, a bit, gingered. That, okay, we could do something in that game. I mean, everybody knew where we'd been on the table, had known the form, right? I don't like to give excuses. Like I was telling you the other day, I don't like to give excuses because, as an Arsenal fan, majority of us are very emotional and somewhat delusional. A lot of us don't really calm down to look at things and think properly about the way the game is going. I always say that weight will be lifted when Arsenal wins something. Then they can calm down and decide to, be more mature about the way we go about things.
A bit of PTSD going on right now.
Yeah, a lot of PTSD. I mean, decades of PTSD. right?
I feel you, bro.
So when I went into that game, right, what did I call it? My expectations changed when I saw the lineup.
Right.
Obviously, Saliba had been injured in training during some time, that window when we were about to play Chelsea, right? And he hadn't come back ever since. So I knew one thing, that when we're playing that game, right, Aston Villa is the team with the best form, I'd say, in the whole of Europe within the last 10 games. And they're very
at home, especially. They have the best home record in Europe. Yeah.
And they hadn't lost
top
a
three
game. Right.
Yeah.
So I knew that when we were going to go into that game, I expected it to be fiery, right? And I expected them, Morgan Rogers, McGinn, Cash, Tielemans, they're very gingered. When they want to go for it, they go for it. There's also the Emery factor, right? Who had already
always has the points to prove against Arsenal.
Always has the points to prove and seems to have the number of Arteta, right? So when I went into this game, we all knew that, okay, Arsenal is also a team that likes a revenge mission, right?
Especially Arteta. And the boys did that against Newcastle. We've done that against a lot of other teams, right? So this game, when I saw the lineup, I was like, Saliba is not back. This is an issue for me. Not because, when Arteta was going to buy defenders, he bought all his left back and right backs, and they're all defenders, right? Centre backs first. Yeah. So they can play. But I believe that two things. Number one, Arsenal has had the best defense in the whole of Europe for a reason. It's not just the defenders, it's the system. But also, we also know that centre-backs, defensive centre-back pairings are built on relationships and partnerships and leadership. Talk about Terry and Carvalho, talk about Vidic and Ferdinand, go back to Tony Adams. There's always been a set of defenders that, good partnerships,
yes,
no doubt.
Telepathic, pretty much. So Saliba, Gabriel being out, Saliba not being there, or whichever one being there, I know that it's easier.
You think that was one of the reasons why Villa
I do
punished
think
you?
So, and I'll tell you why. I think that when the Villa team saw the team list and saw Saliba is not there, they look at, okay, we're on good form, but now we can take our chances, because it's not an excuse. And what I was saying, it's not an excuse, it's more of a reason whereby when you don't have your leaders, we hang on. Okay. When you don't have your leaders on the pitch, you have to find a way to win. And that's what I've always been saying. End the right to win. Once I saw that game and I looked at the way the defense was all over the place, right? They didn't do a bad job, but you could tell that there was a lot of, defensive
errors
all over the placeism, if I'll say that. That's a new word for you guys' dictionary.
In terms, definitely you'd miss some leadership in your defense, and yes, considering the goal, the last kick of the game, just shows that you're all over the place. But let's state some facts here.
Yeah.
Gabriel and Saliba partnership. Yes. I'm looking at it now in 2024-25 season, which was last season. They played 50 games together. They played all 38 Premier League games together. They did not miss one.
Yeah.
23-24 season, they played 46 games together. It was only the 22-23 season where they both had a number of injuries that they only played 33 games together. That was just the beginning of it. Saliba joined Arsenal before Gabriel, but he was sent out on loan before Gabriel now came in 2020. So they've played a lot of games. Like in total, 129 games. That's a lot. Of course, we do know that Arteta has depended a lot on them over the years before he now started getting the Calafiores, Timber. Yes, he converted Ben White from a centre-back at Brighton to now some sort of right-back as well. But he can still play as a right-back. I think what Arteta has done is very similar to what Pep has done, where you buy a bunch of centre-backs and you can play them out of position. You can play them as full-back. Yeah, you can play them as full-backs, but they're not necessarily playing as full-backs. But it brings me to that point. You guys had a lot of stuff going on in your defense too before you got Van Dijk, Konate and the likes. Who was that defender that was constantly getting the red cards for you? Lovren. Yeah, Dejan Lovren. He was a hothead. Liverpool went through all that too, and would they say, but they still won a Champions League that period. Yeah. Lovren has a Champions League, doesn't he? Yeah, so
the Premier League as well.
Oh, nice! Thank you very much.
It was that Premier League winning.
So I'm looking at it like, yes, you guys have gone through the Rob Holdings, where Arsenal was always trying to shoehorn a Rob Holding back in the day when Arteta took over too. And every time Rob Holding stepped onto the pitch, you knew that, problem, we're going to lose this game or we're going to concede, more or less. But Arteta, with Bertha and former sporting director Edu, Baba dived into the market and got quality. In fact, I think Arsenal have the best centre-backs or more or less defence in the whole of the Premier League.
Centre-back stack like that.
Oh yeah, because so when I now hear that what happened to Villa and we missed Saliba, Gabriel, and Mosquera. Yeah, but you still got Hincapié. You still got a Timber that can play as a centre back.
Yeah.
You still got a Norgard who can also play as a centre back. You got from Brentford.
Rice, you'd even say.
You can play Rice. You can play Ben White. He's spoiled for choices. He can switch to a back three if he needs. Look at Chelsea. If Chelsea has injuries now, for example, Chelsea lost to Atalanta yesterday. The moment West Fofana got injured, he had an eye injury, a head injury. Tosin Adarabioyo came in less than 5 minutes. We conceded.
Shout out to Tosin, by the way.
You see? So you cannot shoehorn average. So Chelsea has Badiashile, Tosin. What do you want Chelsea fans to say? You cannot win.
You still have, what's that guy's name?
Chaluba? Chaluba is still alright.
Not Chaluba, Disasi.
No, well, he's in the bomb squad now.
He's in the bomb squad.
He's in the bomb squad now. He's in the reserve team.
He's with Sterling.
But you see, that's what's been happening. I feel if you want to at least challenge for silverware, yes, you need quality, but it just kind of feels like excuses for me. I hear you. As I said, it's an opinion. Yeah. I would not say it is a fact, but I still think you're good to go. I remember when you guys had Mustafi. So look at what you have now. You have MLS from your academy that is almost like for Calafiori. So I still feel that you're there. There's nothing to fret about I think it's a full belief to think that Arsenal are bottling it because you've lost one game to Villa.
It's just 2 losses in how many games?
Exactly.
First things first.
Exactly.
And that wasn't the only issue, right? It wasn't because as much as we talk about those defenders being missing, Timber and Hincapié as a pair may not have had that synergy, but they as a defense, they dealt with their work. It wasn't the defense that was the problem in that game. It was the lack of, it was the attack that let the defense down, and the midfield was non-existent, right?
I saw so I didn't see the game. I saw the way they considered that last-minute goal. That's the worst kind of last-minute goal.
It is the worst. It's a gut puncher.
Worst kind of last-minute goal to concede. But because I'm looking, I'm seeing bodies on the line, but I'm seeing Odegaard kind of
shuffling,
just looking
like
a lot of ball watching.
Watching. Also trying to be careful not to commit a penalty, but not also committing, not putting. They wanted it more on that last goal, and you could tell.
Buendia, as they say, the Argentine, just has a knack for scoring those kind of very important goals for Villa. They are third in the log now, and some are even saying that Villa are in the title race now. But somehow, some way. It's 33 points to Arsenal and 31 points to your nemesis. These guys that know how to win the league. Pep did say it in his last interview. I'm just going to paraphrase. It was more like, I'm the oldest manager in the league, more or less the most experienced. He's the longest serving manager in the league. I know how this league works. Yes, we're not playing too well now, but the truth is the team that wins this league is the team that grows. That eventually wins this title is a team that grows. So I could start poorly. That's what he's trying to say. My team can start poorly. Yeah, we're getting scored left, right, and center. We went away to Fulham and they scored 4 goals. We still struggled to beat Sunderland, even though yes, they did win that comfortably eventually. But the point is, Pep definitely knows how to win the league, and this man understands it. And yes.
I mean, but now I think even you understand it.
Oh yeah, it's happened to them twice. It's happened to you guys like 3 times when Klopp was there. You nicked it off them last season, but you're not defending this title this season, Rewa.
I mean,
aside what has happened.
Yeah, I think we're kind of only waiting for that to factually be mathematically out of the way, because this is not we're not playing like a title defending team. Right
Not at
now.
all. Yeah.
That's aside all the other issues that we have with signings, with the tremendous loss that we had in Diogo Jota, and now the spats with,
Salah.
Before we even go into that,
and a player like Mo Salah. So, yeah, I think we're just waiting for it to be mathematically clear that we're not in the title race, honestly.
Let's try and break it down from, let's say, the beginning of August when the transfer window opened. Well, let's even say July. And, of course, breaking the bank with Bert, Isak, we all know what happened. Going for Ekitike as well. Okay, you let Trent leave.
We didn't let him leave. He chose
well, okay, sorry. Trent did leave because he wanted to leave. Eventually, had wanted everything, and of course, a number of you fans were not happy with that. You got Frimpong, who for me is more of a right wing back. I won't call him a right back.
You're correct.
I agree.
So he's kind of struggled with that, but.
Well, I feel like Frimpong's struggles have been more fitness related.
Yeah.
I don't think he started up to 10 games.
He hasn't.
Or even played up to 10 games.
But I want to look at it from your strategy as in going into the market. I felt Liverpool kind of just got it wrong in terms of their targets. I think you got a bit too excited by the fact that we need to buy strikers. Okay, yes, we've lost, or attackers, I would say. Okay, yes, we've lost this man that we couldn't offer a new contract or an increased contract in, what's his name, Luis Diaz, to buy. I felt Liverpool should have given him a better contract. Okay, we've lost him, we need to buy a player. Oh, yes, sadly, Diogo Jota passes away. We need to show up and buy another attacker.
We also lost Nunes.
Nunes, okay, yes, we sold Nunes. All right, fair enough, let's go for Isak. That makes sense, but you sell Kwanzaa, a young, very good prospective centre-back that was at least the next in line to when the likes of Van Dijk and Co. leave. You sold him to Leverkusen. You didn't show up. I feel you were a bit too arrogant in the way you went, the club went about for McGuay from Crystal Palace. You should have gone for him immediately. The transfer window opened. So more or less, I think Liverpool focused too much on the attack and forgot about the Van Dijk star, now 34, played so many games. Konate in and out, roller coaster. He too hasn't signed a new contract. We're not sure he's going to be there next season. So the sporting directors, for me, I think they just got it all wrong by just focusing too much on attack and not showing up the defense.
I agree with you. I agree with you in theory.
Yeah.
But let's look at the crop of players that we have. They are simply not bad enough to produce what we are seeing. I don't see the way the team has been playing now. Five or additional signings in all the positions that we lack is not making the difference. I don't think what we are playing right now is particularly down to a lack of certain signings.
Fatigue. I feel Van Dijk is tired.
Tactics.
I feel like it's a much more tactical thing, and also all these issues that we are seeing are not are not from having sold players or having bought any players. These are issues that we started having since the PSG game in the Champions League last season. The final against Newcastle, even the Everton game. The last game at Goodison Park. These issues are not particularly new. So I agree that, in fact, there's even a position that I feel like you left out, which I think is even the more important position. We've played without a proper out-and-out six for almost 3 seasons. I don't think that makes sense. But we got away with it, and not just got away with it. We had a player like Gabriel step up to a level so high that we even won the league with him in that unconventional position. He's not.
You don't think he's a 6?
He's not. No, he's not.
But that's what they were trying to buy Zubimendi.
He's not a 6. Gabriel is not a 6.
Okay.
He just
box to box.
Exactly.
No
He did what he did last season. But I did not think it meant that we did not need a 6.
Right.
So, in fact, I think what it is that we lack more is, someone like a Fabinho, a destroyer that can recycle possession quickly, because even in the Inter game yesterday, it's something that I've seen. It's like you can just run through our midfield anyhow, free. And
it's one of the reasons why you guys went for Lavia and Caicedo. You missed out on them.
At the time, exactly. Which is why we got Endo for. Endo is a stopgap signing. Big respect to him. He has come good in many moments, but that is not a.
That's not the signing you're looking for.
That's not a futuristic long-term signing.
He's 31 as well.
That's it. I think it's 32 years old. That's a signing that, you know what, just hold this now, and I think he has done that. He has done that.
He has done what he was assigned to do.
He has done what he was assigned to do. I think it's unfair to place the pressure or, you know, make him the reason why we're lacking in that department or why we're inefficient in that department. So I think, first of all, regarding our recruitment, that's where we're lacking. Second of all, we also signed a defender. I don't know. I feel like everybody's forgetting this. We also signed a young centre back.
That's true. Leone.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good centre back.
That's very true. Is he injured?
He got injured on his first appearance, which, if you can, go take a look at that show, that outing. He was fantastic. It was like watching a young, I don't know, Van Dijk. Very athletic, very, very composed, very assured kind of performance. So I think it's a bit... I think it's just convenient to say, oh, we didn't get XYZ signings. I see all the couple of players we have, this is the best that we can do with them.
But the truth is, when
this is not the best.
No doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt. But then again, if you win the league, I feel when you win the league, then you should be able to invest and buy proper players. So
what they did,
100%.
100%.
Oh yeah,
we didn't buy. We haven't bought scripts.
No, agreed. But you're talking about this
pretty
young.
much the last two, the top two scorers in the league last season play for us right now, and we are struggling to
So I'm
score.
saying why I'm saying that is if you're going to go for a defender, then you should go for another marquee defender. Maybe not a marquee, but
like
buy
a
more.
Marquee. Fine.
Get more. You can't just buy one youngster and feel that's going to be the...
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it was never the plan. It was just unfortunate that deal didn't go through.
Thank you very much.
I don't think it was unfortunate. I think it was arrogant.
Guess him either way.
No, it wasn't arrogant.
They waited to the last.
See, it happens in football. There's the reason why there's the deadline day signings. He knew he was going to go. He was ready to go. The only reason why he didn't go was because the signing that Crystal Palace wanted to get to replace him
didn't come through.
His
announcement video leaked.
His announcement video came out. So it wasn't a thing where they weren't doing it. Like, it just unfortunately didn't happen.
Fair enough.
I was happy about that anyway because I couldn't imagine that thing. I was like, thank God.
But bring that into perspective, guys. Look, if you are McGuire right now, if he's playing fantastic football for Palace, they're fourth on the log. They won their last game.
They're fourth now?
Yeah, they're fourth. They won their last game against Fulham. He scored that winner, and he'll be looking at Liverpool. These are the guys I want to go and join. See the way they're playing. He'll be looking at Chelsea, his former team, like, maybe I can join these world champions, although these ones too, they are not.
I hear Madrid is good to throw a hat.
Madrid might be. Yeah, and Madrid are known for that.
This is part of where Mr. Slot has brought us, because now it seems like our leverage to the player, not even to Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace eventually have to let him go.
They have to.
He's going to either
go
for a ridiculously, maybe a 20 million or 10 million in January, or they lose him out for free. So for the club, they don't have that much leverage.
Right.
It's to the player that we are losing our leverage, because he could look at it and say, I don't know. But then he could also look at it and say, look,
Liverpool.
It's still Liverpool. Van Dijk is pretty much on the way out. I can be the future of this club, especially in defense.
Even if Van Dijk is there, he'll still be in there. That team.
Exactly.
He'll play every game.
Exactly. So I mean, I hope we get him. I hope we still get him. But that's still not our issue. This is what I'm saying. That's still not our issue.
It's tactical.
It's tactical, and then in terms of recruitment, I think we need a CDM and maybe an additional left winger.
We'll see, because as I said, sometimes when you take out some very key assets in a team and how a team works, for over 15 years, Trent just worked well with Salah on that right. Those runs, the passes from deep, everything.
Passes, oh my God.
You take out that guy,
100%. We'll always. I never think we were ever going to replace that. We're only going to adapt.
Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota are huge gaps and misses in that team.
They are.
No doubt.
Very, very
Let's not lie. It's the reason why Gakpo, for example, and Salah now are. If those guys, they're struggling now, if those guys were there, I mean, God bless his soul.
Obviously, the pressure is eased off. Yeah,
exactly. Slot. I feel Slot is just a bit unlucky, but I mean, let's quickly talk about what Mo Salah did. Everybody has had their views. For me, I'll just be very brief. I just felt Mo Salah, excuse me, Mo Salah didn't show leadership. Why I'll say that is when Liverpool was struggling the earlier part of the season, I didn't see him come out to do post-match pressers like Van Dijk, the captain, did, to say, yes, we're not playing well. Yes, it's on us, the senior players, to drag ourselves up and uplift the team. I needed to see another senior player aside Van Dijk, as I said earlier, to come out to big ups the team and ensure that, and look at it like, look, we're here, we're in it together, let's go.
Yeah. Well,
what I'm now seeing from not playing the last 3 games and that Leeds game not coming on and giving that presser to the fans, that fan presser, and releasing that bombshell and saying they've thrown him under the bus. I would like to quote him, but before I go, there's no need to quote him. We all know what he said. I just felt that was a bit selfish. He shouldn't have, like many other footballers have said, the Henrys, the Carragers, and whatnot. Even Steven Gerrard, we watched his reaction to it was, keep it in-house. You don't have to go to the media and say stuff like that. Let the coach know how you feel. That's why he has an office. And blast him in the dressing room. We've seen videos of top class players blasting their teammates in the dressing room, and that's how it's meant to be. It just shows you care. But I just felt it just showed a bit of selfishness, and it's not him being thrown under the bus, but him throwing his teammates under the bus. But again, I understand why he said that. Why I understand why he said that is because, I scored 38 goals last season in the Premier League. I am a god here, a demigod more or less. I've done everything within my power to put this club at this level.
Yeah.
I don't expect to be treated this way. And why am I the one? It's a team game. Of course, I can point out other players that are not playing well. Why me? You're not showing me enough respect. So I can understand why he felt like he's being picked on, and somehow that relationship with the coach has broken down. But you mentioned something when I buzzed you 2 days ago, and you were like, it's political.
Yeah.
Talk to me, bro.
I think Salah is not a stupid person. I think, first of all, regarding going to the press while we were in this rut earlier, Salah typically is not the one that's granted the most interviews.
Hardly ever, actually.
Salah at best would put out a tweet once in a while and do his talking, and most of the tweets are talking about wanting to do his talking on the pitch. After last season, he put out a tweet where he was really disappointed with the way the season panned out and how this club is supposed to compete for all the things, and he will make sure that that's what he does. And he dropped the season like last season. So Salah is not. That act was selfish. I can agree with that. I can concede that, in fact, that act was wrong. There are very few scenarios where if you have all the facts, you can say, oh, this is okay to do. That was not okay to do.
Yeah.
But Salah is not a stupid person. Something else is going on. I don't think Salah is a player that would be unreasonable if you
not
explain.
Spiteful.
Yes, I don't think Salah is a player that would be unreasonable if you explain why you are being dropped, 3 games in a row. He said himself that he has not gotten any explanation. That is a problem.
Exactly. It's communication.
That is a problem. Wrong. You don't drop a player like that without explanation to them. It's almost like common sense relationship management. He's not a random, even James Milner. He's not a random squad player.
This is Mo Salah we're talking about.
This is Salah we're talking about. He's going to have an ego, and it's important that
you don't think that's preferential treatment in a way?
He deserves the preferential treatment.
So allow me to cut in. So this is what I think, right? Different levels to look at this.
It's a team sport, bro.
Let's see.
Okay.
From Salah got emotional I personally like to say when you're in business, you put emotion to the side, especially when it has to do with.
When you the vex, no send email.
You get no send it. You go calm
no
down
send
first.
voice note or anything.
Go
Calm
outside,
down.
go shout, go and para to the space.
Yeah.
You know, but what I think is that in the end, these footballers are human beings, right? Emotion is the reason why someone like Caicedo during that game against Arsenal, the way he was
Overly pumped
you could
up.
tell that he was overly pumped up. Emotion
Let the
tends
occasion get to you.
You know, if you don't tame it, you would act on it. And when you act on it, you'll be like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. A lot of us have gone through
you think he's going to regret it after?
So, I think that he regretted it because one thing I think is this. He didn't go to the Sky Sports or he just went to the nearest. He was at the nearest interview he could get. You could tell that this
It's
guy,
the ones with the fans usually where you can
in
actually
the mixed zone.
He
was pissed
voluntarily
off,
go
right?
there by yourself
And
to go for
I
an
think
interview.
there's an ego part to it, but you see the political part to it and him being the one who is being scapegoated. Because I felt like Salah was being scapegoated. The only people that I see that were tackling Van Dijk are also the fans who say he's twerking or... It felt like Salah was the problem, right? And it did...
I have Jamie Carragher on air.
Jamie Carragher just...
saying Carragher has not been defending for 8 years. What kind of lie is that?
Salah has been defending for 8 years,
What kind of a player that played under Jurgen Klopp?
That's not true.
Heavy metal football where everybody gegen pressing,
But
right?
look, before you go on, let me just even quote what you said. I'm sitting on the bench for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Third time on the bench. I think for the first time in my career, I've done so much for this club down the years and especially last season. I think someone wanted me to get all of the blame. Yeah, so I think that's where you're pointing out. I think somebody, okay, so yes, he said that, but they are not meant to say it at that point.
I agree with that.
Because it's going to affect the team.
I agree with
That's
that.
where we're going.
I agree with that.
This is all this going on now.
I'm here saying Salah is not a fool. If he's saying that, clearly there's something else at play.
So this is a Salah versus Slot now.
What I suspect, I even think it's beyond
Salah
Slot.
versus the establishment.
I
Could
think
it be
it's
his
beyond
contract?
Slot is just is a convenience prop in this thing. I think what it is that the management is trying to ice him out in a way that they can conveniently just sell him off. Sell him off.
That contract is high.
Profit.
Because we made a mistake. We offered him £450,000 last year, last season.
I think it's something to do with that, and also again a deeper political thing that I don't even want to get into. But I think it's something of that nature where he can tell already that this is a strategic icing out. So it's like, Salah's the problem.
He's an experienced footballer. He's been there for years. He will know. So him doing it is out of, no, you don't do that. When Ronaldo did it as well, we knew that Ronaldo knew it was done. Salah, I'm sure at some point in his mind knows that, this is my final stand. I'm going to defend myself and I don't care. I'm going to burn the bridge. I'm going to mess up, break the whole pyramids at this point. I mean,
for him to consider that, bro, he's not
so,
guys,
he probably knows
guys,
that.
come on. No player is bigger than the club.
No,
Has this ever happened at your club, Arsenal, before? In recent years.
Just by the way, I heard Henry talking about when he was at Barcelona, which is very convenient. Do you think if that same thing happened to Thierry Henry after dropping a season like that before, he's dropped 3 games in a row without any explanation, he won't have a reaction?
He would, but he won't go to the media. He said it himself.
Going to the media is the problem. Yes, I agree.
Because I haven't seen that in Arsenal. I've not seen an Arsenal player come out to outrightly criticize the coach or the club.
Because Arteta tamed it, right? Because prior to Arteta, I know that
even Wenger,
Wenger was never the coach that would, maybe aside from the whole, I know there was a time where Adebayo came out to the media.
Well, yeah, maybe one of,
when...
Chesney smoking cigarettes in the dressing room.
Wenger was always a coach who was the player's guy, right? And he was that person. But you see, what I think is this. First things first, business doesn't care about your emotions, number one. You are in a club that is paying you, right? It's a give and take. We're paying you for the services. When you didn't feel like your contract was good enough, we had a back and forth and a haggle about it, and you got the contract you deserve. You should have gotten that contract in Van Dijk a long time ago, right? They've earned it. But when it gets to a point where he starts to say, it seems like someone in the team wants him to be the fall guy, it seems like they're not communicating with him. With a player of that level he should have a statue.
Wow.
Yes. based on what he's done in recent memory, you can say he's one of the players that made them win their first 2 Premier League trophies in the Premier League era.
It's a legend.
Champions League in that period. Like,
it's a legend.
In the last decade, since he's been there, it's been nothing but positive impact, right? And he has been a good servant of the club, right? Now, if he comes out to complain and say that, okay, they're doing something to me, okay, it's just an emotional thing, which he shouldn't do. I feel like you can shout at Slot internally. We don't need to know your business. We enjoy the drama because in the end, football is entertainment, right? It's entertainment. These things, we need things to talk about. The media need things to talk about. If not, if it's just on the pitch, it becomes boring, you know. But still, I agree with him. Being a very a red, right, would have known that it's political. We know. Is this Slot doesn't take accountability for anything he's doing on the pitch, you know, and it just feels like the players today is saying Konate is at the crime scene.
Right.
Today is all the time. Last time Ekitike, you know, and then you have the board who spent this amount of money that FSG don't spend on a normal day, you know. So when he says it's political, okay, we've given you the contract, you guys won the league, yeah, let's spend a bit, and then our project is not looking like it's working. It gets to a point where him saying that makes us want to inquire, okay, what exactly is going on at board level? Maybe. I don't know if you agree with me.
I'm going to come up with some sort of conspiracy here. Yeah. Maybe there's a possibility that when he was offered that new contract, you know, the bump we're hearing is about 400 to 450 per week. The club has looked at it like, okay, it took a while for them to actually offer him that 2-year contract. Like, okay, our salary, the wages has gone up. We can't sign top-level players because of this. So we're just going to manage this guy in this. Hopefully, he gives us what he gave us last season, this season again, where we challenge again. And if not, then might as well back out. So what is happening now is, Shoton, we've given you the contract. Same thing, Aubameyang, we gave you contract. Bomb. We gave you a bump in your salary, Raheem Sterling. Bomb. We've seen these things happen with a number of footballers. Mo Salah is the recent one. Oh, we've seen what happened to those guys. It seems you're bombing too. Slot. Best thing is like you take this guy out. You are not. But then again, look at the results. You go away to Inter Milan and you win. You almost won the game against Leeds United, if not for, I would just say more or less, just very poor defending.
And that has nothing to do with Salah.
And remember, Salah did say there were promises made to him that were not being kept.
Yeah. So, yeah, there will be more. There will be more, but for me, at the end of the day, guys in the studio think Salah was right. You know, we always look at football as a team sport, and sometimes you have to question. You have to question why players make me. But again, sometimes the me is justified when it's a player like Mo Salah.
Yeah.
But for me, guys, in the comment section, wherever you think, let us know if Mo Salah is in the right or is in the wrong. But somehow, somewhere, I just have a feeling there's more to this saga, and we're going to see a lot to unfold and unpack eventually, especially when he comes back from AFCON. We'll be tied him. He wins AFCON. Jamie Carragher, you're in trouble. If he wins AFCON, he has all the banter material to finish you.
Honestly.
But hey, let's move on to some, interesting things. Arsenal, your next game week 16, they are playing the last team on the log. They've not won a game. They just got a new coach in Rob Edwards, who was a Middlesbrough coach in the Championship, doing very well with Middlesbrough, who are in the top 3 in Championship, and Wolves come calling. Sorry, top 5. Wolves come calling, and you're like, well, he drops that and comes take the Wolves job. I can understand that, He was a former Cardiff City coach as well. They got relegated then, but I can understand that Premier League job is a big job.
It's a big job.
You look at it that we are not yet halfway in the season. I can save them. There's a possibility I can save Wolves, but they haven't won a game yet. Only 2 points. We saw what they played against a very poor, I would say, Manchester United, who still scored 4 goals against them. Yo, you guys, someone was saying it in the group yesterday that we're both in anyway, and person predicted you guys have to beat Wolves 7-0. From what we saw against Villa, you guys definitely have to bounce back. Do you expect you guys to at least score 5 goals in that game, Forbes?
So, you see this Wolves game, is a game where,
Football.
you know, it's the best kind of game that you can ask for after the kind of, would I say, months or few weeks we've had.
Yeah.
We've had really tough games. Yeah, call Spurs whatever you call Spurs. I don't like them. My dad is a Spurs fan and it annoys me.
Oosh.
Yes, he's been a Spurs fan since the 70s, so you can imagine.
I understand that. I understand that.
So you played against Spurs, you played against Bayern, you played against Chelsea, and then Brentford, yes, and then Villa. It's been a hot set of weeks. And we've tried, we've held our own, quite frankly. You know, playing against Wolves is the kind of game that we need for 2 reasons. First off, Wolves is not really a great team at the moment, and we have a great squad. It's a chance to rotate the squad, right? As in, not totally rotate, but rest a lot of people like Declan Rice and them, right?
Rice has to be rested for
Yes,
sure,
they
yeah.
need
I
to be
agree.
rested. I don't want to see Rice in the game today. In fact, they've said he's going to stay home. He should just stay home, watch the game with his mates. I don't want to see
Who are you guys playing in the Champions League tonight?
Club Brugge.
Okay.
Right? And we don't really need to win that game if we're being really honest.
Yo, even if you lose, you're
We're
still topping
the group.
the Champions League.
I want to
Wow,
see
Arsenal.
everybody rest for that game. And this Wolves game, I'm also still being very careful because I've seen it in the past where Southampton was low and they took us to 3-3. You get. I always say one thing: there is no easy game in the Premier League. See,
Premier League is a very
there's
funny league.
the only time a game is easy is when you won it. There's no easy game in the Premier League. Number 3, you see Arsenal, you might be playing against someone that they open up their defense like this, but when they come and play against us, I always say one thing:
Low block.
if you can focus for 90 minutes defending, you won't let us win. You get, and if we don't take our chances, so.
Just to allow you, sorry, I've noticed that it's really hard. You guys, because of the way you play this season, you find it hard to break teams down, playing through teams. That's why you, of course, the set pieces and the crosses coming in a lot.
But funny enough, Arsenal has been one of the highest scoring open play goal teams. Or you get
Open
what
play,
I mean?
yeah.
This season.
Oh, real? Okay.
Yes, yes. So it's a myth to think that set pieces are part
It's when I watch you, just look so mechanical.
It's mechanical.
But you don't look like you're playing. But then again, Odegaard has changed.
No,
ever since he came back.
I would even
kind of
say
things have changed a bit.
right?
Yeah.
Eze has
Right.
been the one who has kind of added that element of, unpredictability because Eze he's always played with that flair.
Right.
I feel like Odegaard sometimes slows our game down.
But I'm not gonna lie, Eze was invisible man against Villa and Chelsea.
Then you could also look at the position he played against Villa, but
played on the left, though.
against Villa he was non-existent, right? And I agree with that, right? But you see, Eze has helped that attack a lot. I think a game like Wolves, Eze will have a field day. You get me?
So if I'm playing FPL, should I buy Eze?
I would advise you to buy Eze because
Thank you.
I feel like if you leave Eze to run right, that defense, I watched them against Manchester United. They were horrible. Man U was horrible as well.
Honestly, but there was a lot of space.
So much space. And if you give Arsenal that space,
They'll punish
you
you.
people say open play. Don't give us space. Go and ask Bayern. If you do the mistake to open up again, and that's why teams lock us in low blocks and mid blocks
I like
in
that.
the game,
Go and ask
right?
Bayern.
So that's why I like players like Trossard, right? Who know how to, come up with solutions, right? Saka this season, I love you. Everybody knows that's my favorite player in the world right now. But
No, nothing. Don't say anything bad about
no,
Bukayo.
I will never say anything.
Even
bad
as
about
an
Bukayo.
up, I respect.
I like the
Bukayo.
fact that even
No
when
doubt.
he's not been having the best season, he still finds a way.
Yo, that guy, even when Gyökeres was injured, I found out that in some games, he's the guy that holds up play for you guys.
It's his strength. I
You
don't
can't
understand
get
his
the
strength.
ball off
You can't
him.
get the ball off. I
Even
love
when
his
he's
strength.
back,
Saka is
he
strong.
will hold
though.
up the play and bring
Saka
Ronaldo
is
to
my
play.
boy. You're strong.
As a
though.
winger.
I mean,
No, respect
Like,
on that.
I like the fact that they can't push him off the ball, right? And he's always instrumental. If Saka will always find a way, you know what he's going to do. Is that Robin thing? You know what he's going to do. Can you stop it? You get that kind of thing.
True.
If Arsenal play that game the way they should play that game, with vengeance and with anger and with you people are not our mates, we're trying to win a league here. I expect them. I understand the 7 O's. I don't
Minimum
expect
4.
that it to be that because I expect them to set up low blocks. They're not going to go band for band with Arsenal.
No, they won't.
They might and decide that,
No,
what,
they won't.
heck it,
At the
let's
Emirates?
try.
No.
But at the Emirates, you're not going to go band for band with Arsenal. So I'm expecting a game where we might not score early, they might just put everybody behind the ball, and it's up to us to get the first goal. Even if they score us first by any share, luck or anything, I expect us to have enough, to do the job, because we know what's at stake. These Arsenal players know what's at stake. You see that jersey there? We know who is chasing, right? I keep saying I'm not scared of Pep. Doesn't mean I don't respect Pep, because Liverpool would know. When you've chased Pep toe to toe, it gets to a point where you're like, I'm not scared of you anymore. Let's go band for band. Bring it on. Like
aura for aura.
Aura for aura. You beat me. Let's go. But and that's why I hate the fact we didn't win them at our home earlier, right?
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Manchester City. I know the whole Pep thing. I'm not scared. But
I like
it's what Arsenal decides to do. You get, if we decide to get over this hurdle, and we're a more mature team now, you can tell. Even Arteta is more mature in the way he does his stuff now. Boys,
I'm not scared of Pep.
No, I'm not scared of Pep.
Ensure you cut that out in the reel.
No,
we put it on our
I'm
IG.
not scared of Pep.
I like that part.
I respect Pep, right? I respect City, but this team has come of age. If we do what we're meant to do, yes, if we do what we're meant to do, everybody knows that Arsenal has become a team that they can look at. This team is not the same. But if we do what we're meant to do, and that's where, I talk about excuse with injuries came in. I wasn't using it as an excuse. I just pray for some good luck. You have
the best squad.
You have the best squad.
You have the most complete squad.
I want a complete.
No excuses.
I want to have the options. I don't want to not have my attack scaring defenders. Even Mosquera I'll put in there. My defense calming defenders. When the game is under pressure, they know how to, deal with Mbappe, deal with Kane. I just want to have some luck with the injuries. But against Wolves,
we'll see.
I just want us to do what we're meant to do.
So for sure, you guys would win that one. From the way Falabi is talking, the man is really,
I expect a win.
He's really on fire, because man wants that revenge after that loss. But we have to quickly move to Liverpool. Rewa, you guys face Brighton. Hot Salah, youngest manager in the league. He just seems to know how to, play the big boys. Especially Brighton know how to play the big team. They've already beaten City this season. I'm sorry, Chelsea this season, and they've beaten City as well. Sorry, just even if I want to remember that one as well. So, and they are. Where is he? I think he's 8th. Yep, 8th on the log. So you guys are being. Anfield is no longer a fortress this season. You guys, that was last season. You were incredible there. One of the reasons why you won the league. But this season is just everybody is getting that.
I feel like this
bonanza Black Friday.
I feel
Except
like this game also has the layer of will Salah play, will Salah not play to it.
I don't think he'll play. I think he'll go to the AFCON and let this thing just die out.
I think it's important that he plays.
Oh,
I think
wow.
If he doesn't play, the message is clear.
He's gone.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't play that game, the message is clear.
What game against me again?
Brighton. He's invited his family. That's what he was saying.
Okay,
like Salah should not be not knowing whether or not he would play.
Oh wow! So that means no Christmas pajamas pictures for Salah.
He'll be in AFCON, so I don't know. That's why I say it's actually it's important.
But okay, think about it. If you were the coach now, not a fan, if you were on a slot right now, and Salah, you didn't take him to Milan, you won away. Okay, yes, he wasn't happy with the 3-3 draw and he didn't play that game. But without him, you won away, you didn't take him. Would you bring him back into the fold?
I won't be delusional. He's there because he's an excellent player.
But you know that
to win a game, I want my best players playing at their best.
So my point is, are you saying you would have taken him to Milan immediately after that Leeds United?
I would have crossed that thing immediately. I think if
you won't let it get to.
Klopp had similar spats with Salah. By the next game, it was crushed.
Even had one on the touchline. Remember the one
when
he was coming?
Yes, I remember. And by the next game,
when he was bringing him on as a sub.
I think we're also not factoring slots.
Cheekiness.
Yeah, man hasn't been great. I think this is something that could have been quashed very, very quickly. Obviously, Salah also like owning up to his.
Apologizing to the team
and to the fans and to his teammates for what he's done. But I think a manager like Slot will be delusional to, in a bit to spite Salah or whatever, not want to play him again in a game like that where you pretty much need the win.
Yeah, because you're not far off. You're 23 points. You're 10th, 23 points, but you're just 2 points behind Manchester United and Chelsea, who have 25 points.
Yeah, so it's a win that we need.
Yeah.
It's like cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Exactly. Let's not be delusional. Let's not be delusional. Salah is still, on paper, the best player, at least the best attacking player in the club.
What if this is also a plan for the club to we have to move on from this?
Of course.
Salah was bought in 2018.
Of course.
He's the foundation of how Liverpool
But they had the whole of
silverware
to do that.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just looking at it this shouldn't be the farewell that he should get.
No.
From 2018, he's one of the first guys club bought. Van Dijk, Sadio Mane,
Alisson,
Robertson. Yeah, Robertson. It's just Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah left now.
And Robertson.
Oh, Robertson too.
Robertson.
It's not the best way to let your club legend go.
So a disastrous way to
they have to find a way to bring it back into the fold.
I think, they should have that conversation, do whatever.
Yeah.
I think Salah should own up to what he's done as well. But again, Salah is not just making noise for no reason. He's not
remains to be seen.
He's not an irrational player or person.
He's always been a good example.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I mean,
justice somewhere.
He knows his football club very well. So does he. I know mine to an extent, but we're not even in the. I mean, I saw a video on Twitter the other day. My guy even still sent it to me yesterday. He's a Villa fan, by the way. Wrote to me, Finney. He's one of the very few Aston Villa fans in Nigeria. Yeah, you can't like him, but he sent me a video. Remember Royal Rumble back in the days now? I showed Chelsea's title challenge. Royal Rumble now, when they just call that new player. So Chelsea coming into, that new guy comes in and we run into the ring. As you run into the ring, one guy just carries you, boom, and just throws you out immediately. Our title challenge was just 2 weeks old. And we're out of it. So, it's okay. I think we'll just focus on Champions League, even though we lost against Atalanta. But I still suspect we can make it into, I'm pretty sure we can make it into the qualifying, the round of 16. Yeah. And we'll take it from there. But lastly, guys, I mean, on Sabi Ball, we always talk about Nigerian football or the national team or the NFF. We try to press their necks and just try to ensure that we're holding them accountable. Yeah, the last time I spoke about our 55-man list, Cameroon and the likes have drawn up a 28-man list for AFCON. AFCON is December 21.
21st, yeah.
That's 11 days from now, Forbes, Rewa. I don't see us with a 28-man list. No problem. It's still 55-man, no problem. But guess what? Our current coach, Eric Chelle, the Malian, is being owed 3 months' salary.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Baba, see you. Wow. Confirmed. That man is being owed 3 months' salary. He hasn't spoken. We are back to square one again. Back to the problems we had when the boys boycotted training just before their playoff game against Gabon. Same nonsense is going on now when Genagro was owed salary.
Why do I feel like all this is also very, very heavily connected to Tristecon retiring?
It's very possible. Very, very possible.
Very, very possible.
None of us wanted Skipo to retire. We don't.
You still need the leadership.
Ekong was the best player, MVP in the last Nations Cup, last AFCON in Ivory Coast, and all of a sudden, yes, he's dipped. He's older. He hasn't played too well, especially during the qualifiers for AFCON and the World Cup. But we still need a leader. We still need him. Benjamin Fredericks, the new boy Brentford boy. He's injured. But enough is enough for Ekong. He has seen it all, been there for a decade. The late Stephen Keshi gave him the call-up. And, I mean, some question him and say he's a social media captain, but of course that is totally wrong.
He has done it.
He has been a lot. Our best penalty kick taker. Oh, yeah.
No.
And for a defender being MVP. But this is not even about Ekong. It's the fact that we still never learn. How can you be owing a coach that you just signed in January this year, 3 months salary? So that means you haven't paid him for November, October and September.
I guess
During the qualifiers, for the World Cup qualifiers, that crunch period, why the guy no go talk say, na juju DRC use for us? Yes, now, why no go talk am? When you don't pay the man his salary, he's being delusional, he's saying rubbish. Omo, I don't know what you have to say about that, but I mean,
you talked about the juju thing, and I laughed because
they shouldn't be owing salaries at this time.
the juju thing is interesting.
Few days, a few weeks.
If I could just quickly touch on that.
You want to touch on the juju?
No, very, very, very quickly, because
God.
I was talking to my brother, and we're Africans. It sounds weird. And someone was saying, if it's juju, Africa should have won World Cup a long time ago, right? Well, the man has seen what he's seen. Maybe he believes what he saw. That one is up to him. If we talk about this NFF issue, a lot of structural issues. This is a good example of the Nigerian. We love our country. We all para because we want to make everything work, right?
Yep.
I always say that the only industry in this country that is a good example, I'll say the banking industry and the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry majorly to show you how things should be run. Right?
Even our e-commerce too. E-commerce industry.
Yeah, so
is
the finance industry
Yeah.
is fantastic. You see, the music industry is fantastic, and it's world standard now because you see that they have processes and everybody. Yeah, there are things that happen, but the reason why I talk about that is because it shows you that systems can work.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, from time we've all known. You saw the interview of Sunday Olise. You get the main captain, coming to say that this thing has been happening since from time immemorial.
25 years ago, man.
Mikel's on his podcast as well, who was talking about he would even not mind coming to be a leader in the whole football
NFF president and all, chairman.
if the systems work. The systems not working are the problem. You get when the boys went on that strike while we were getting ready for the biggest games of our Nigerian football lives in recent times. It all comes down to injustice. When you don't do what you're meant to do, right, as a leader, there is no way that there will not be revolts in the camp, right? This AFCON, honestly, I love Nigeria, but my mind is not there, right? Because the World Cup was the big deal.
Yeah, that was
it. It was.
That was it.
Do you, the 50, how many countries are
Nigeria? 48.
48 countries, 9 countries from Africa, Nigeria.
48 I was looking at that group.
And I just looked at it.
That South Africa is in. So now wait for the play Mexico. For the opening game. If to say we qualify from our group automatically, say now we lead.
I'm just looking at it like when you look at the.
I know you don't like Nigeria football.
No, and it's not.
The man doesn't like watching that. I know that even the watch alongs.
And I can tell you that it's not because he does not like Nigeria. It's just because everybody is tired of hearing the same old. We know the boys are not performing at their best because they are not being treated the best. Also,
they don't have player insurance, bro.
There's no.
What are they?
You see,
Baba, I know, guys. But let's as you said, processes.
Until we get processes right,
have your structure in place. Have a proper, not even just proper. Have patriots that believe in the country. People that want to put their blood, sweat, and tears on the line for the country. Patriotism. What we have there are, they call them Azamen. Money gobblers.
Hey, God.
They do not have the best interest of the country at heart. So when you look at it from all categories that we are struggling in the under 17, the under 21s, the under 23s, the Olympics, we are not going to these Olympics. We've not made it to the under 17 World Cup that was just concluded. We are done. So you now have to look at it. Nigeria is very good at copying. Say we like the copy, the mirror.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Just copy England. Copy Morocco there. Waiting then do.
Yeah.
Copy France, Clairefontaine. It is there. The blueprint is there. Yeah. Copy Germany. They were the ones that started it. That's why they won the World Cup in 2014. France, same thing. That's why they won the World Cup in 2018. And that's why they were in the final against 2022. Why do you think Morocco made it to the semi-final of the World Cup? Because of what they are doing. Why do you think Morocco won the Under-20 World Cup? This year, because of how they changed the game, grassroots football was followed. They know the old salary. This is the style of play. This is how we're going to play. They have meetings with all the clubs. They look, pump money into your league. Omo, Saliba, we go just talk. I hope. I just hope they are listening to us. But anyway, then I pay this man his salary, Sha. Because if you don't pay him his salary, nothing for us in AFCON.
Nothing.
You're too sure. Nothing. Where's the morale? Where's the ginger?
Where is the morale? That's the word. And I would say finally, it all comes down to excellence. If you have a sense of excellence, you will do things to make sure, when you think about it, that shame must not catch me. You have to understand shame. Like, even if we lose, let them not say that we did not do the right thing.
Bro, we wear shame now, and it's unfortunate. But we'll see. This same team got into the final of the World, of the AFCON, the last one. Remains to be seen if we can do it again. But guys, it's Sabibo, I've got Rewa, I've got Forbes, great guests. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.